Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
They both give their deepest condolences.
He's very compassionate.
Very compassionate man.
The victims' families in the Uvalde shooting sitting down with the president and first lady.
They showed compassion, and he listened to everything, and we listened to him. He shed some tears, we shed some tears.
Our coverage continues tonight as the community leans on each other for support.
I believe everybody that's here believes it's important to be here. Just show support. I mean, we all have children, we all have grandkids. I mean, it's a terrible loss.
And children call for change.
If we want to heal, we need some new rules, because if we don't change nothing, it's going to be the same and it's going to happen again and again.
5 days have now passed, and the pain of the Uvalde school massacre is still surging through the community there.
We have had crews in Uvalde all day long covering everything, including the visit by President Joe Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden. This all happening as the victims' families, the community, and people around the nation are still looking for answers.
Tonight, we are learning the U.S. Justice Department is reviewing the Uvalde law enforcement response to that shooting at the request of Uvalde's mayor.
In a statement put out earlier today, Mayor Don McLaughlin said in part, quote, "I thank the U.S. Department of Justice for accepting my request to conduct an independent critical incident review of law enforcement's response to the mass shooting. I trust the assessment will be fair, transparent, and independent," end quote. As of right now, it is not clear how that review will be conducted or whether law enforcement officials will be compelled to cooperate in the review and when it might be completed.
Our team coverage tonight in Uvalde continues, first starting with Steve Spriester, live from Uvalde's town square.
Steve, we are hearing some of the most vocal about change in that community are some of the youngest.
Yeah, and Tim, Courtney, we've been with you all day. We started our coverage here at 10 this morning, and then we saw a lot of people come from church services, including a church choir that actually sang for part of the morning. I have talked about the fact that what you notice when you come into Town Square Park here in Uvalde is just how quiet everything is. There are people that are talking on the outskirts of this park, but the closer they get to the candles and the crosses and the flowers that have been laid in memory of those who are lost in this tragedy, the more quiet it becomes as people are praying, people are meditating, contemplating, and that's really a lot of what you see. Another thing that I was taken by, a lot of families, and especially a lot of young people, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds, who are very clear that they are concerned about their future after this shooting.
It's hard to think that in a couple of years I have to send her and know that you don't know what's gonna happen. And I know it's scary for the parents. It's hard for them. And nobody knows. We don't know what they're going through. And to see those little faces on those crosses, it's not right. This should not have been something that happened.
With her baby Isabella in her arms, a mother worries about the next generation. A generation very evident at this memorial. Children remembering children lost. An 11-year-old with a blunt message. I have dreams, don't kill me. A brother and sister wishing they could have told two of their favorite teachers goodbye.
It's sad to know that our teachers, that they're resting in heaven.
Some of them were my friends' siblings, and it's just, you wish you could have been there for them, and, you wish this would never happen, and it's just sad that it happens.
I feel like I'm sad because of all the kids, and I feel heartbroken for all the kids and all the parents because they're not going to be able to see their child no more.
Did you know anybody?
Yes.
You knew one of the victims? Who did you know? Who did you know?
Jacqueline Cáceres. She was nice, kind, had a lot of good humor, always had a smile. She would never let someone down. She was always a nice person. I didn't believe it until I saw that her mom was the one who posted it on Facebook, and it was unbelievable to me. I really didn't know what to do, and I just started crying.
Jacqueline Caceres, one of the names that that little girl knew as she took her sign around, hoping that adults would pay attention and adults would do something. Another powerful thing at this park, chalk. Kids were writing messages not only on the sidewalks here, but also the utility panels that you see behind us, writing on the sidewalks and also writing messages on the crosses itself about the people that they will miss. A lot of focus on the victims. And I want to show you a t-shirt right now that a San Antonio mother made. It's called Know Their Faces, Remember Their Names. She decided that she wanted to take a special emphasis on knowing who these victims were. The 2 teachers, the 19 students, all on this t-shirt, and she wanted to give them out to victims' families. So she came here to this park to do just that.
I'm a mom to a 2-year-old daughter, but I do have a 10-year-old little brother, which he's my life. So when it happened, he's the first one that came to my mind. That's why when I saw that it says, know their faces, remember their names, because that's who matters. That's who's important here, not anybody else.
And you heard that echoed over and over, people talking about the victims. And it was, we really want to know their stories. Absolutely. Because there are so many people who think this is sacred ground. This, what we saw today with the president's visit, and Alicia Barrera joins me now, by the way, with the president's visit and all the people that showed up here, is that maybe this is the first step towards healing.
Absolutely, and that's what this town square, the heart of Uvalde, has become.
Yes.
In Robb Elementary, it's hard for these families to physically go put a flower at the site, and that's what they want to do. That's how they heal. We talked about just the Hispanic Mexican American community. I mean, I think all of us, it transcends borders, right? That we just want to heal in community, in groups, and that is what this town square has become, just a healing place for so many.
21 wooden crosses lead the way to a space of healing in Uvalde's town square.
I had to be here just to show support and maybe start my own healing.
This is what Uvalde Strong looks like.
Messages by children, their own words, their own writing.
We're here for everybody, and that's how I was raised.
I just know that it would hurt me the most to lose my sister in a situation like this. So I stay close with God and I stay close with my family.
Each person present connecting to the victims in some way, hoping to be a pillar of support for the families of the lives lost and the children of Robb Elementary.
Now families are numb, but I think in time they'll see all the support that they had when this happened and even afterwards. I've told kids before that there's this giant hole in their heart and it'll never close, but it will get smaller in time. And that takes talking about it, crying about it, having those tears.
Earlier, you and I were talking about that exact quote, that hole in your heart, it will never close, it may get smaller. But I also think about acts of kindness that we witness here today, that helps fill that hole that we all feel in our hearts. And for the families, I think when they're ready to look back and see that they're not alone, that we are here for them, that this community is here for them, and not just here in Uvalde, it extends so far.
Absolutely. And we've saw messages from New York City, from Columbine, and from all over Texas, and law enforcement from all over that's helping the Uvalde Police Department.
Absolutely.
I saw someone from the Irving Police Department,
Yes.
Converse Police Department, and it's really it's the healing process beginning, I believe, and the way that happens is with community.
Exactly, and that's why for so many it was so important to make the trip here to Uvalde today.
Absolutely. And, the president also made the trip to Uvalde. He actually, the motorcade passed by this memorial, but he wasn't here in person. But he did send his condolences to the city of Uvalde just by being here. And like I've said in the past, I'm not sure exactly how long this memorial is going to stay up. There's part of me that thinks that maybe they need to make this a permanent thing here in Uvalde and to honor the people that were lost, but that's decisions to be made down the road. today I think was an important step in the healing process.
Absolutely, and it is something heart-wrenching yet beautiful to be here and to be able to witness that and share those stories.
Absolutely. Courtney, Tim, back to you guys in San Antonio.
Steve Spriester, Alicia Barrera in Uvalde for us tonight. Thank you so much for your coverage throughout the day.
It's been really great. Thank you so much. As we mentioned earlier, President Joe Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden traveled from Delaware to San Antonio, then over to Uvalde.
Yeah, they spent their visit, which included stops along the way, including a private meeting with the families of the victims. As the Night Team's Lee Waldman shows us, the president met by crowds all along the way.
Air Force One touched down at Kelly Airfield in San Antonio with President Joe Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden. The couple shook the hands of Mayor Ron Nirenberg and military leaders before quickly loading onto Marine One to come to Uvalde.
To have the president come down to the district is incredibly important for the healing of this country as we go forward.
Their first stop, Robb Elementary, where the First Lady touched the photos of each of the 19 children killed and the 2 teachers. They were joined by the Uvalde CISD Superintendent, Dr. Hall Harrell, and Robb Elementary's principal, Mandy Gutierrez. Less than a mile away, President Biden and Dr. Jill Biden joined the community for Mass at Sacred Heart Catholic Church.
Breaks your heart to happen here, what has happened here in our hearts. So we carry these people in our hearts, and our prayers go out to them too. Yes, and the church Mass was beautiful too. That we got to see the president.
Crowds gathered outside of the church when it filled. Frances Estrada and her 7-year-old granddaughter Violet watched from outside. Uvalde is their home.
I'm glad he's coming. I'm glad he's coming to support Uvalde. And I feel I'm just so sad. I can't explain.
Violet's older brother made it out of Robb Elementary by climbing through a window.
I was so scared that if my brother got shot, I was gonna be so worried about him, but he didn't.
The Bidens' visit with the families of victims and survivors of this tragedy was kept private. It happened after the hour-long Mass ended.
Crazy for the president to be all the way here in Uvalde, to be in Texas too, and just to be offering his grief with the families here and with the community.
The presidential visit wrapping up at Garnerfield Airport, where the Bidens spoke with first responders. President Biden tweeting this before taking off, quote, "We're committed to turning this pain into action." Well, cameras weren't allowed inside while that Mass was taking place. We're told there were calls for love to be spread to one another and also to be wrapped around this community as a whole. With funerals starting this week for the 21 victims killed inside of this elementary school, it'll be needed now more than ever. Live in Uvalde, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Lee. As you might have seen where Steve and Alicia were just a bit ago, the crowd at the town square grew larger as the day went by, from people wanting to give their condolences to even notable politicians visiting.
Yeah, our Steve Spriester got an interview with State Senator Roland Gutierrez today. He says this massacre has changed the course of his political career.
Yeah, he's told us he is now working on creating an office there in Uvalde so he can continue to support the victims' families as they continue to grieve.
I'll tell you what many have told me. Don't let my child's death be in vain. Make sure that they do something. And so I'm going to talk about this until Greg Abbott and my Republican colleagues do something.
State Senator Gutierrez has signed a letter along with other Texas Democrats who are all demanding Governor Greg Abbott invoke a special session to pass stricter gun laws. He also talked about the Biden administration working on a federal grant to go towards tearing down Robb Elementary and building a new campus there on that site.
Well, we've been covering the aftermath of the Uvalde school massacre all week. For the latest stories today, or any stories that we've covered in the past week about the shooting timeline or the victims and their backgrounds, just head to KSAT.com. We are hearing the first-hand encounter of medical staff tasked with treating patients flown to University Hospital after the Uvalde massacre. They say it's what they didn't see that was the most devastating. Plus, more Uvalde massacre survivors speaking up. Here, Uvalde mom explained that her son is forever changed by this tragedy.
Live look outside with live cam tonight. We are in the midst of the opening weekend of summer, the unofficial opening weekend of summer.
Yes.
80 degrees out there. I would say it was officially summer here in San Antonio once we hit 100.
Yeah, and we've hit
Calendar
100.
doesn't matter.
I know, we've hit 105 times this May.
Ew.
This May is going to go down as our hottest May on record, and records go all the way back to the 1880s.
Oh.
Today was hot too. You don't need me to tell you that, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. We got up to 99 degrees in San Antonio for the high. That is nearly 10 degrees above the average. It was 103 in Del Rio, 100 in Hondo, 100 in Pleasanton, 96 in Kerrville. But I'll tell you what, it's pretty windy out there this evening. Temperatures have fallen into the low 80s. Look at these winds. Winds are from the southeast, sustained at 26 miles per hour, sustained, but we're seeing wind gusts of up to 37 miles per hour out there. It's going to stay windy tonight. Take a look at wind gusts around the KSAT 12 viewing area, up to about 30 miles per hour in Rock Springs, Hondo, Pleasanton, New Braunfels. Look into the metro area, wind gusts of up to 30 miles per hour at Stinson, 31 in Hondo, 30 miles per hour in Canyon Lake as well. Staying windy tonight and staying windy tomorrow for Memorial Day. So while those wind gusts will feel pleasant when it's so hot outside, it'll actually feel nice in the shade. Unfortunately, it is going to be a bit of a nuisance if you have any kind of backyard barbecues or backyard grilling to do. Those paper plates may be flying all over the place if you don't have something to hold them down. Again, wind gusts tomorrow, 35 miles per hour. Here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast for tomorrow, Memorial Day. Starting off in the morning with clouds, a lot like the last couple of mornings, although tomorrow morning's clouds are going to be a bit more stubborn. We'll be in the 70s in the morning, and then by 10, that's when we'll start to see skies clear. As soon as we hit the lunch hour, temperatures will be close to 90 degrees. Throughout the day tomorrow, that wind will be steady from the south, 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting up to 35 miles per hour. Topping off right near 97. You'll notice that that's a couple of degrees cooler than today. That's because of those morning clouds sticking around a bit longer. But here's the thing. The record high for the day tomorrow is 98 degrees. We're going to be close to a record high temperature tomorrow. We may even get to 98 degrees if those clouds break up a little earlier than anticipated. 98 for the high in Hondo. Elsewhere, we'll be seeing 96 in New Braunfels, 95 Canyon Lake, 94 in Bernie, 95 in Kerrville, 99 Uvalde, 98 in Pleasanton, 97 Nixon Smiley area, and 94 in Gonzales. The drought situation is not good. May to June is typically our rainiest time of the year. We're already experiencing exceptional and extreme drought. As we head into the summer months, our real only chance for good soaking rain often comes from tropical systems. So let's take a look at the tropics. There is a Pacific hurricane, Agatha, a Category 2 hurricane. It is expected to strengthen into a Category 3, making landfall along the Oaxacan coast sometime later tomorrow in the afternoon. It is going to fall apart over the mountains of Mexico, but there is the possibility that the energy from Agatha could re-strengthen and actually become the first tropical system in the Gulf of the season. Only a 30% chance for that over the next 5 days. But here's the kicker. High pressure system is going to be in control over the next several days. So even if something develops in the Gulf, it'll be heading off to the east, not impacting the Gulf Coast. And we're going to be in a dry weather pattern over the next several days. Tomorrow, 97 for the high temperature. Tuesday, 97 for the high temperature. Then look at that week ahead. Whew, nothing in the way of rainfall for us, unfortunately. Highs will be in the mid to upper 90s. A lot of people going to be out on the water tomorrow. I've got to look ahead to your floating forecast in the next half hour. Tim, Courtney?
Crazy that I already need one of those. Also, she mentioned 98 degrees so much I was about to break out into song. So I won't do that. Maybe in the commercial.
We'll save that for the break. Greg Simmons will have a preview of Instant Replay. The Boston Celtics are returning to the NBA Finals after they were able to knock off the Miami Heat to win the Eastern Conference Championship tonight. With more on that and what's on Instant Replay tonight, let's check in with our friend Greg Simmons.
In fact, that game just ended because it literally went down to the wire.
Waiting to see who was going to make it into the script.
Yeah, no, you had a lot of blanks in there, didn't you? We fixed those for you. And Marcus Ericsson takes a checker flag at the Indianapolis 500 in a wild final 4 laps. But where does San Antonio's own Pato O'Ward finish in the greatest spectacle in all of racing? Coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay.
Around Lowry, off first class and good. That's bad defense by Kyle Lowry.
And it all came down to a Game 7 between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat in Miami tonight to decide who goes to the NBA Finals and face the Golden State Warriors. And it all came down to the final seconds. The Boston Celtics survived. That means former Spur Derek White is headed to his first ever NBA Finals.
Kanaan is making up good ground right now. If he can clear Pato O'Ward diff, Kanaan might have something to say about this at the finish.
This crowd might have something to say about it, too.
San Antonio's own Pato O'Ward battles Scott Dixon all day long for the lead at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But Dixon draws a late pit road speeding violation. Jimmy Johnson crashes out, causing a red flag for the final 4 laps. Marcus Ericsson takes a checkered flag. But where did Pato finish? We will show you. He beat Alabama, though.
Yeah, we did. That's what I'm saying. You won those games, but you still got to finish the other games.
And after last week's exclusive interview with Texas A&M head football coach Jimbo Fisher made national news, part 2 tonight that includes beating Alabama for the first time as a former Nick Saban assistant. And after winning their first ever Conference USA championship in football, now the UTSA Roadrunners are playing for the Conference USA title in baseball. All that plus who wins the NBA championship this year. Tonight, you decide. Instant replay is live, and it's after the Nightbeat. Boy, there's a lot to talk about tonight.
Yeah, Jimbo Fisher leftovers. That should be fun.
Yeah, it's just, I can hardly wait.
Thanks, Greg.
Sure.
All right, the Nightbeat continues. Memorial Day is tomorrow. Of course, we are expecting to see record-breaking travel this weekend, along with record-breaking prices. We'll break down how much.
We're speaking directly with the first responders here in San Antonio tasked with saving the lives of 4 Uvalde school shooting victims. Hear about their experience.
And a mother conflicted, thankful her son is alive, but knowing he will never be the same again. Her plea for change when we come back.
I personally can't thank my son's teacher enough because I feel what she did saved all their lives, honestly.
That is Brianna Ruiz, a Uvalde mother whose son was inside Robb Elementary when that gunman claimed the lives of 19 students and 2 teachers.
Her 9-year-old son, Daniel Garza, survived the shooting, but is still feeling the impact of what happened just 5 days ago. Daniel says he saw the gunman through the window and watched his teacher lock the door, then play dead on the floor while coaching students to remain quiet. His mom hopes to finally see change.
I just feel, like I said, unfortunately, that there has to be more measures taken to ensure that our children are safe and secure. I am very thankful that he is here. It's just like I had reported before. The same child that I dropped off that morning, I feel like a piece of him stayed there.
While that family is grateful their son Daniel survived, they are grieving the loss of another family member, his cousin and Brianna's niece, 9-year-old Ellie Garcia. You see her there. She is described by family members as, quote, a very happy and very outgoing little girl. On our website right now, we have an article where you can learn more about all 21 victims from the shooting and the things their families want you to know about who they were.
The injuries don't necessarily scare us. It's just the amount of people and the children. That's what really gets to you.
Caring for the littlest survivors, the trauma team from San Antonio's University Hospital waited almost 2 hours for the first patient to arrive from Robb Elementary School in Uvalde on Tuesday.
Our Steve Spriester got a behind-the-scenes look and a tour with the trauma specialists here as they relived what happened and when they finally realized that the number of patients they had prepared for were never coming.
When you go home, you get to hug your family member, and you know that there are many families that couldn't do that, could never do that again.
A veteran trauma surgeon on the verge of tears. As professional and acclaimed as the University Hospital trauma team is, they're also human.
It's hard to see the extent of those wounds on humans. Not just little kids.
Dr. Lillian Liao literally walked me through what she and her team experienced the day of the shooting. The hallways, the rooms, the special elevators reserved to respond quickly.
So this is the secret elevator. Only special people have privileges.
As we walk onto the helipad, Dr. Liao describes the wounds that the children from Uvalde had, what she calls severe destructive wounds.
Areas of the body parts are not quite identifiable. We're missing soft tissue. We're potentially missing some bone, muscle, large wounds.
University Hospital would receive 2 patients from Uvalde by helicopter, taken off the choppers, rolled down this walkway, then through this door to a waiting elevator where Dr. Liao and her team were waiting.
Our first instinct is just to prepare. We prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
The team was ready for as many patients as they could handle. They treated the 4 and waited for more. They never arrived.
You get to that point where you're just waiting, and then you realize the patients aren't coming, and you start to realize why they aren't coming. You start to actually get disappointed that more patients aren't coming to you because you know there's nothing you can do at that point.
You want to receive as many patients as you can.
Yeah, I think for a while it's just that was the disappointing part. We wish we would have saved more people.
2 members of the trauma team also treated patients after the Sutherland Springs shooting, but there were more of them. The team's biggest regret around Uvalde, that more students didn't make it to their doors.
I went home that night and cried and hugged my kids. Our team cried together that day before we left.
What are you going to take from this incident, do you think?
I just hope it doesn't happen again, but I just feel like it will.
Steve Spriester, KSAT 12 News.
The team also talked about how incredible the outpouring of people been donating blood has been. They know it has saved lives.
And everything that's happening here, all the support, all the love, it's something that was needed.
People across the country are coming together in a show of support for Uvalde. The small town shaken by violence is being lifted up by the strength of others.
Take a look at what some people are doing to offer that sense of comfort.
My name is Dora Garza. I'm a 4th grade teacher in Eagle Pass, Texas. That's 45 minutes from here. And I have a grief support group called Healing Hearts. Being a teacher and all, of course, you just want to do, and all you want to do is help. And so I thought it would be a great idea to have a stuffed animal drive. They provide emotional support. It's really difficult if you've gone through a crisis like this to get any kind of sleep. You know, you can just hold on to something, and if it brings you comfort, then it was worth it.
Hi, I'm Shirley Graziano. We're with Crisis Response K-9 team. This is Murphy. He's a 2-year-old border collie, and then Macy, she's 5, right? She's a 5-year-old. Many of us in our group are trained in CISM, which is Critical Incident Stress Management. So kind of to put it in a smaller term, it's like emotional first aid. And the unusual thing, it's really not us doing the work, it's really these dogs. We're trying to get the message that we care. There's not a lot we can do. We can't make this different, but maybe we can make it a slight bit better.
And that's what the choir's been doing. They've been singing songs of comfort for this community.
You plan on coming back here every day for the next few days?
That's the plan. The choir will be coming out here daily as long as it's necessary.
Always look for the helpers. In the wake of this horrific school shooting, you may be wondering how you can help. In addition to giving blood, people can also donate to the official funds that have been set up to help the families of the school shooting victims. We have those official funds listed on KSAT.com. Just click on this article.
Still ahead on the Nightbeat, an investigation underway for a particular type of strawberry, the outbreak it is now linked to, and what you need to know about it.
Travel this weekend is hitting pre-pandemic levels. What you can expect if you're hitting the road or the sky tomorrow.
The FDA is investigating an outbreak of hepatitis A in 3 states that is potentially linked to organic strawberries. Federal health officials say there have been 17 hepatitis cases reported as part of the outbreak in California, Minnesota, and North Dakota. The liver infection has resulted in 12 hospitalizations so far. The brands involved are Fresh Campo and H-E-B and were sold at Aldi, Kroger, Safeway, Sprouts, Trader Joe's, and Walmart, among a few other stores. Most of the illnesses were reported between March 28th to April 30th, but hepatitis A symptoms can last up to 2 months.
Well, summer is unofficially underway. Millions of Americans hitting the skies and the roads, eager to get out and travel despite rising airfares and gas prices. Here's ABC's Ike Ejachi with the details.
39 million Americans are expected to travel this Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial kickoff to summer. Airlines are seeing travel return to pre-pandemic levels.
Just kind of have an adventure after being home for quite some time with the pandemic and all the restrictions.
TSA expected to screen 2 million people per day through Monday, but travelers are spending more on those flights. Airfares up a whopping 33% in April from a year ago, and flight cancellations are complicating travel for some. More than 1,200 flights canceled on Sunday, and already more than 200 flights are canceled for Monday. Roads expected to be busy as well. AAA believes 35 million Americans will be driving to their holiday destinations.
Auto travel is expected to be 5% higher, even though drivers will be paying the most for gasoline this Memorial Day weekend than they ever have before.
Fuel now hitting a 10-year high, averaging $4.60 a gallon.
Right now, over $100 to fill up the tank. Obviously, it's in the back of our head, you know, how much we're going to spend, but we gotta enjoy life.
As for the trip home, experts advise the best time to hit the road is before 11 a.m. on Monday. Drivers can expect to see the most traffic between 1 and 4 p.m. After 2 years of pandemic-related lockdowns and restrictions, the increase in travel could very likely continue through the summer.
We are expecting, based on what we're seeing for Memorial Day, that it's going to be a very robust travel period for summer. People just want to get out and go.
Ike Ejachi, ABC News, Washington.
Well, I mean, let's start saying this. How many ways are we going to say this? It's hot.
It's humid.
It's humid. It's gross.
Summer.
Get in the water.
Yes.
It's summer.
It's summer. That's a good way to wrap it up. Officially, summer doesn't start until June 21st, but come on, it feels like it. A lot of people out on the Comal and the Guadalupe trying to soak up some rays. Here's a look at your floating forecast for your Memorial Day. It's going to be hot. High temperature of 97 in the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine. Windy tomorrow, too. Gusts up to 35 miles per hour. UV index is going to be very high. Skin damage time within less than 20 minutes. So you're going to need the sunscreen wherever you go, too. Now, today we got up to 99 degrees for the high temperature. That is some nearly 10 degrees above the average and just 3 degrees shy of a record set back in 1927. We have had 5 triple-digit days already this May. We're probably not going to get to 100 tomorrow. Well, we're going to be close. Winds outside right now are gusting up to 37 miles per hour in San Antonio, up to 30 miles per hour New Braunfels, Hondo, 35 miles per hour in Rock Springs, a closer metro view up to 25 miles per hour in Castroville and in Seguin. These windy conditions are going to continue into your Memorial Day as well. We're going to have wind gusts of 25 to 35 miles per hour throughout the day. Now, this is both good and bad, so it'll at least provide some relief from the heat, especially in the shade, but it will make things it will be a bit of a nuisance for any kind of outdoor activities, especially if you're going to have any kind of outdoor decorations tomorrow or anything like that. It is going to be very windy tomorrow. Now, starting off the morning tomorrow, we are going to have clouds like the last couple of mornings, but those clouds are going to be a bit more stubborn than they were the last few mornings. We'll start to see skies clear closer to 11, and then we'll have mostly sunny skies in the afternoon. And you guessed it, it's going to be hot. Close to 98 degrees tomorrow in San Antonio, 97, the official forecast high, 95 in Canyon Lake, 98 in Hondo, 99 in Uvalde, 102 in Del Rio, 100 in Eagle Pass, 101 in Cotulla. Here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast for tomorrow, Memorial Day. Again, clouds in the morning, waking up in the 70s, but it's going to be very humid. Humidity is going to be very high early in the morning hours. And then by 10, that's when we'll start to see skies clear. We should be mostly sunny by the early afternoon. Right around lunch, temperatures are going to be close to 90 degrees. South winds sustained at 15 to 25. gusting up to 30 to 35. 97 for the forecast high. The record is 98. We're going to be close to that. And that 97 probably going to feel closer to 100 anyway, with some humidity in the afternoon as well. So a hot day definitely on deck for us. Okay, here's a look at the nation right now. Satellite and radar, man, that looks tempting, right? A lot of rainfall across the Rockies. Unfortunately, there is a risk for some severe weather across parts of Nebraska and the Dakotas tonight. But unfortunately, this rain is not going to sag south into Texas. We've got a ridge of high pressure that's building off to the east, and it's actually going to reform over Texas in the coming days. So watch this. This is a look at the potential rainfall over the next 7 days. A big old hole right around south central Texas. Just about everywhere except for the desert southwest getting rain in the next 7 days. We are going to miss out on rainfall over the next 7 days, and this time of year is typically our rainiest time of year. So that does not bode well for the summer months for us. No chances for rain over the next several days other than a few morning sprinkles here and there. We'll have morning clouds, afternoon sun just about every day of the upcoming week. Highs will be in the mid to upper 90s, feeling like 100 degrees just about every single day though, Tim and Courtney. Summer.
Yeah, looks like the broken record is back. Thanks, Sarah.
We'll be right back.
Being good just feels so good.
The bad guys stayed in the top 5, making off with $4.6 million. Downton Abbey: A New Era fell to 4th on ticket sales of $5.9 million.
I'm making an instrument out of spoons and a napkin holder and dreams and magic.
The Bob's Burgers movie began its run by cooking up $15 million for a third-place debut. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness fell to 2nd with $16.4 million for a domestic total of $375 million, the most of any film released in 2022 so far.
Your instructor is one of the finest pilots this program has ever produced.
Tom Cruise and Top Gun Maverick had all the right moves. The long-awaited sequel zoomed off with $124 million in its first 3 days. Record debuts for Cruise and for Memorial Day weekend. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
It's 1986 all over again. Dallas defensive star DeMarcus Lawrence debuts his new look at the Cowboys minicamp at the Star in Frisco.
And how are the Houston Texans going to get back their winning ways while rebuilding the team? Let's find out what else is on Instant Replay tonight with Greg Simmons.
And if that's not enough, Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals, the Indy 500, our second part of the interview with Jimbo Fisher. And what else can we throw in there? How about, can the UTSA Roadrunners bring home another Conference USA championship, this time in baseball? Coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay.
You know, I had my fun with my dress. You know, it was a growing stage that I was going through. You know, I started growing when I entered the NFL.
All right, Dallas defensive star DeMarcus Lawrence debuts his new lean, mean look during the Cowboys' first organized team activities of the 2022 season. Now that the Cowboys will have to depend on saying more this season after Randy Gregory's departure to Denver. And what will it take for the Houston Texans to get back to the winning ways with all 9 rookies having a shot at starting while re-signing a seasoned veteran wide receiver?
2-2. Poston swings, hits it in the air, tags it to deep left center. Over the head of McConnell, up against the wall.
After winning their first ever Conference USA championship in football, can the UTSA Roadrunners bring home the trophy in baseball? And San Antonio FC takes over the lead in the Western Conference standings following a win last night and a Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC loss. We'll show you how they did it. All that plus San Antonio's own Pato Award nearly wins his first ever Indianapolis 500 after a Scott Dixon speeding pit road violation and a last-second crash by Jimmy Johnson that brought out the red flag with just 4 laps to go. Instant Replay is live, and it is next. That was one of the most exciting Indy 500s I've seen in a while.
Getting caught for speeding at the Indianapolis 500.
Yeah, hard to believe, right?
It sounds like it's made up. Thank you, Greg.
We'll be right back.
Thank you so much for spending time with us this evening. For all of us here at KSAT 12, thank you so much for watching, and be sure to tune in to Good Morning San Antonio for all your latest overnight news.
An all-new Instant Replay starts right now.
Good Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a brand new edition of Instant Replay. And what a lineup we have for you tonight. The greatest spectacle in racing, the Indy 500, got back to full throttle this year on Memorial Day weekend, followed by part 2 of our exclusive interview with Texas A&M head football coach Jimbo Fisher that got quite contentious last Sunday. But first, it's game day. And then there was just one game left between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat in Miami tonight to decide who wins the Eastern Conference Championship and gets to take on the Golden State Warriors in the 2022 NBA Finals starting this Thursday live right here on KSAT 12. Celtics dominated the first quarter. Former Spur Derek White knocks down a corner three, and the Celtics lead 32-17 after one. Second quarter now, the Heat find their rhythm thanks to Jimmy Butler. He pulls up for a three late in the half as Miami outscores Boston 32-23 in the quarter to take a 6-point game. At the break, 55-49. We head to the fourth. It looks like Boston put this one away. Jason Tatum hits a jumper for a 10-point lead, 95-85. But Miami pieces together an improbable 11-0 run, capped off with a three-pointer from Max Strus to make it a 2-point game with 50 seconds left to play after Boston misses on the other end. Jimmy Butler brings the ball up court with a chance to tie to take the lead, but he misses the three, and that is it. Boston hits the free throws late in this game. They win at 196. They're heading to the 22nd NBA Finals in franchise history. So here's how it stacks up. All live right here on KSAT 12 starting on Thursday in San Francisco against Golden State and Boston. Same goes for Game 2 also in San Francisco. Then Games 3 and 4 will be in Boston starting on Wednesday, June the 8th.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys and Houston Texans have both completed their first mini camp with the rookies and veterans combined. Let's begin with the Cowboys at the Star in Frisco. And one of the first things we noticed when the media was allowed in this past week was a new look of DeMarcus Lawrence. As Tank begins his 9th season wearing the Star, there will be more demands placed on him this year with the loss of Randy Gregory to the Denver Broncos. And his new trim look is also cosmetic. Gone are his signature dreadlocks.
You know, I had my fun with my dreads. You know, it was a growing stage that I was going through. You know, I started growing them when I entered the NFL, and you know, I mean, they grew so fast on me. They got heavy. So this year, you know, I turned 30 this year, so I'm like, yeah, it's time for me to make a grown man change, and you know, I chopped them off. Yeah, I feel like I'm in better shape. I feel like this offseason has been one of the most serious ones for me. Just all about, you know, really just being healthy and, you know, taking care of the body, you know, doing rigorous trainings and stuff and, you know, different workouts.
All right, for the Houston Texans, all about their brand new starting up here with a new head coach in Lovie Smith. The Texans defensive coordinator promoted to head coach after David Culley was fired after just one season. Their top picks, Derek Stingley Jr. at number 3 overall, and Aggies offensive lineman Kenyon Green at number 15 will both have a chance to start in the defensive backfield and the offensive line, respectively, as a rookie, since this is all part of the rebuilding effort following 2 4-win only seasons. Besides the draft, the Texans also brought back receiver Brandon Cooks with a new 2-year, $40 million contract. With his son Maverick in his arms, Brandon was asked how will his extension and other added players help the Texans get back to where they want to be.
Yeah, I mean, all hands on deck. We got a lot of special guys on this side of the ball that we added, not just at the receiver position, but in the backfield, you know, whether it's from tight ends, you know, at the offensive line. I think, you know, Nick did a great job in the draft and then, you know, free agent-wise. So, like I said, the biggest thing that I see right now is just everyone's bought in and everyone's unselfish. And I think that's where a great offense starts at, just unselfishness.
All right, the Houston Texans kick off their 2022 season on September the 11th by hosting their division rivals, the Indianapolis Colts, at noon, while the Cowboys kick off their 2022 season against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on September the 11th on Sunday Night Football. We continue with our exclusive interview with Aggies head football coach Jimbo Fisher tonight following his explosive one-on-one sit-down with us last week, where he revealed at the time the Aggies only signed one of the early enrollees to a name, image, and likeness deal. Now it's up to 2. That's after Alabama's Nick Saban had accused Texas A&M of buying every player in the nation's top recruiting class. This week we focus on that recruiting class beating Alabama in College Station and the NFL Draft in Part 2 with Texas A&M head football coach Jimbo Fisher. Well, first of all, congratulations on the number 1 recruiting class in the entire nation.
Thank you.
8 5-star recruits, 4 of them on the defensive line. Could you ever imagine anything that good?
Yeah, I have, and the class is very similar. And you know, what you find out, kids recruit kids. You recruit them, but they all want to. There's a certain group of guys, they want to play with each other, and they understand in football that they have to have partners to be a great player. And if you're the only great player on that team or that D line, you're getting double teamed, you're getting triple teamed. You know what I mean? So they want other good guys on that line. And the amount of time our staff did with it, the guys, the way they worked. But when you really got down to the nuts and bolts of the recruiting, with the communication lines, the relationships were all built. But those kids then saw what the potential of A&M was, the 2020 class, those games. They were at the Alabama game, they were at the Auburn game, that atmosphere, that environment, what we're doing and being the first to do it. But they then recruited each other. Hey, won't you come with me? Why don't we all, if we all go together, we got a better chance of winning. Lost a quarterback, 2 receivers, two tight. We had 7 injured starters that we played with all year. So we understand, and still should have won every game. We're in every game to the end. Didn't make a play at the end of Ole Miss, didn't make a play at the end of LSU. Arkansas and Mississippi State. But that's this league. Every game in this league you have to do it. No, I'm still not in a good mood. And I'm not going to be in a good mood. We shouldn't have been. We shouldn't have been 8-4. But we were. Reality is what your record says it is. And we have to get over that. But at the same time, we know why it happened, and it's something we can take care of.
Well, you beat Alabama, though.
Yeah, we did. That's what I'm saying. You won those games, but you still got to finish the other games.
From 28 yards away for an Aggie upset win. And it's good. He got it.
I mean, that was an important game, but you still should have finished the other games, too.
Was it personally important to you because it's the first time a former assistant of his didn't matter?
No, I say it's a game. Who cares? It's the next guy on your opponent. I mean, you got to play him every year. So you better get used to playing him, better get used to competing against him.
Who's going to start at quarterback now? Because you said you lost a quarterback, and do you have 4 now competing for the position?
We got 3. We lost the starter, but he was the backup. Haynes King was your starter, who was, right off the bat. How many guys lose a quarterback and can still go win 8 games? Should have won 11. And he's competing right there. Max is competing. Connor. We'll see how the summer goes and how the fall goes. We have 3 excellent guys, and last year we needed 3.
I'm a lot better now. Yes, sir. I've been waiting on it.
To the NFL draft. 4 Aggies are drafted. DeMarvin Leal, were you surprised he went down to the 3rd round?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought it would be 1st or 2nd. Late first, possible second, early second. But that's the NFL. That's what I say. How's your workout goes, where they see you, where you fit in, what other guy was available to them. It's a business. And then is Marv a defensive end or a defensive tackle? And that's an issue too. And depending on what program or what system you were in, those are all issues. But was he a great player? Phenomenal player. He was so productive for us and made so many plays and was a great leader and a great human being, great everything for us.
All right, college baseball today. Conference USA Championship game between UTSA and Louisiana Tech. Top of the 4th, Tech up 3-0. UTSA has the bases loaded, no outs, and Garrett Poston sends a shot to deep center. 2 runs come in. The game will get to be tied up thanks to the next batter, Matt King. Poston would tag up and go to 3rd in the process with the game tied at 3. Jonathan Tapia brings Poston home to give UTSA the lead, 4-3. This went back and forth, so we go to the top of the 9th. Tech up 8-7 with the Roadrunners. Ryan Flores delivers a solo home run to tie the game at 8. Bottom of the 9th, 2 runners on, 2 outs, 2-2 pitch, and Steele Netterville delivers a shot down the right field line. That's the ball game. Louisiana Tech wins 9-8 to take the Conference USA title. We'll see if UTSA makes the Division I College World Series. The selection show is tomorrow. Congrats to the Trinity University baseball team. They're headed to the Division III College World Series for the 3rd time in program history. That's after they defeated Birmingham Southern College yesterday, 14-8. This is the Tigers' first trip back to the College World Series since Trinity won the national championship back in 2016. The D3 championship in Cedar Rapids, Iowa begins this Friday. The Indianapolis 500 is back to full capacity with no restrictions for the first time since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. The largest crowd since 2016 showed up in full force. More than 300,000 fans packed in for the 106th running of the race, and this one came down to the wire with 8 laps to go. Marcus Erickson leads San Antonio resident Pato O'Ward by 3 seconds. It looks like Erickson's going to cruise to the finish line, but Jimmy Johnson loses control around this turn, crashes nose first into the wall. Johnson would be okay, but that brings out a red flag. So we head to a restart, and with 1 lap to go, O'Ward makes his move trying to get around Erickson on the turn, but Erickson fends him off. Look at the blocking there. He ends up winning the race under caution. The Swede wins the Indy 500. For the first time in his career, it's a 3rd ever victory on the IndyCar circuit. The 5th Indy 500 win for team owner Chip Ganassi. O'Ward settles for 2nd.
It's still tough to sort of take in. Obviously, it's the biggest race in the world, and something we all work so much towards and we all dream of. It was a true team effort, and I'm very, very proud to be the champion.
They had the faster car. We need to do a better job. We need to come back next year and give it hell again. But I'm proud of the job that we did today. It's my best result in the 500. It's just it's a bit of a tough pill to swallow.
All right, but still, what a great finish. Time now for tonight's History Replay. Poll question, who will win the NBA championship this year? Golden State or Boston? Vote now. We have the results at the end of the broadcast tonight. Up next, SAFC is now the top team in the Western Conference.
In here with it, he'll send it forward into the box. This is Dylan, a shot and a score, and San Antonio has locked it up.
SAFC was back on the pitch and started their 3-game road trip with a great win that has propelled them to the top of the Western Conference standings. Meanwhile, the Missions try to close out Frisco to win another series. Which area teams are headed to the state in the softball playoffs? Larry Ramirez will have your update on that. What can we expect when Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher meet in a matter of days at the SEC meetings? The sports guys decide, and what does a relative of this little guy have to do with our play of the week? Find out as Instant Replay, there he is, continues live next.